Good morning, in the actual morning. Thought I'd pick the camera up nice and early because we've got a few bits and bobs to do, and early is better than nothing. But there is something I do want to show you before we actually get into the video. John's motorhome, for starters, is the other way around to last time you've seen it. But this thing is getting ready for a transplant, and I say we, Mr. John, took the subframe out of it. So this one here is the early subframe out of the motorhome, and this one is a late subframe out of a donor van. And we thought now would be a good opportunity to actually show you the differences between the two of them before they're not next to each other again. So the early subframe out of the motorhome is, the subframe itself is exactly the same size, width and everything, but the differences come in. The early subframe has thinner arms and also shorter arms and also thinner torsion bars. But the late one, the arms are actually longer and a lot thicker. You can put bigger brakes on the later subframe. In fact, we even got the hub side by side, and you can actually see the difference in thickness. Hopefully the camera's actually going to show that. But the early one is a lot thinner than the later one.
And they got bigger ball joints.
Oh, yep. And they've got...
They go from M8 on the boats of M to M10.
There you go. Everything about the late subframe is just thicker, stronger and better. Like I said, you can put bigger brakes because John's going to be putting bigger brakes on the motorhome. So the opportunity was there to actually swap out for the motorhome, was actually take out the early one and put the late one in. So while we actually had them side by side, thought it would actually be nice to show the actual difference between the two of them. Also, the anti-roll bar on the early one is actually thicker than the anti-roll bar on the late one. But other than that, the late one is actually a lot better of a subframe. Now you know. Just thought now was a good opportunity to actually show where they're all side by side. And we can actually show that you can kind of see that. That's early and that's late. So you can see it's a little bit longer. Thicker, stronger, betterer. But we're going to carry on just getting this lot tidied up and save having two subframes lead on the floor. And then I'll show you what Mr. John's up to. We're not going to show you anything that John's doing, because John's on a 5-minute calm down. Anyway, we're going to get this lot tidied up and then I'll show you what everyone else is up to around the workshop. So, get this done, see you in a mo. And welcome back. Last time you've seen, we had a few bits and bobs scattered about and we was sorting a few things out. But that's all done, dusted and sorted. Got a new van by there, which I'll get into in a minute. But I want to show what Mr. John's up to. First of all, how are we, Mr. John?
So yeah.
What is the crack with this?
So 2 litre petrol. So 2.5 TDI spot. Obviously we've taken fuel tank, fuel lines, gear linkage. The steering rack's leaking, so we're going to put that off a donor van for him. And he did have red power steering fluid again. We're doing him out. Engine's out. TDI pedals being fitted, pedal bracket. Flip the servo to be right for TDI. And yeah, that engine's over there.
And there is a set engine.
Full dash have been out, full dash loom because it's nearly a van. It's not what we normally deal with.
So complete petrol to diesel swap.
And you got a couple of goodies. I'm going to stick 1 or 2 injectors in for him. You got a full PP exhaust, downpipe and all.
So she is a full swap.
Been a bit of a double the work of the normal ones.
So this is keeping Mr. John out of trouble. Slightly.
Well, they're just in right now. Give me a hand to put the fuel tank back in.
Which is right there.
Diesel tank.
Diesel, not a petroleum. And then on to live as a diesel. So we're going to keep checking in with John as things are happening. But yeah, this is a very intensive swap. So we'll keep checking in with that and sort of seeing what's happening. But yeah, diesel fuel tank, 2.5 TDI, new dash. That's going to keep Mr. John busy. Di's working on this one at the minute and not 100% sure on what he's done, but I do know there was a nice big hole found here. I think this van has been used to put boats in the sea because everything is rusty. I need to pull this apart, do something by ear. It's also a caravel with the aircon. Lots of rust. Every time he looks there's a little bit more. So when he gets here I'll get him to show you what's been done and what is going to be done. But he's not here at the minute, he's just off out in the truck. And my job, this van is getting welded all the way around. My job is bonnet, wing, door off, bumper off, and as you've seen me before, cut the cylinder arch, then start cutting all this side out, rear bumper off. So I'm going to start pulling some panels off and getting this thing ready for when Di's got this off. He can then crack straight on with that and doesn't have to take all the panels off. Oh, and as I showed you earlier, the motorhome is the other way around, and this is engineless because and subframeless. The subframe you've seen earlier on that we were showing over there, that was out of this, and he's now got the newer subframe in.
She's not auto anymore.
2.4 auto delete. So
The thing is, obviously we can get in, you know. This right. And for all the smart glasses, no, we didn't need to take the engine out to do that.
no, the engine's come out for other reasons.
Obviously we got TDI engine mount, which is taller. It is 40 mil when we measured it. What is it?
Can't get there.
No.
But TDI engine mount, rust repair, subframe swap.
Paint the engine bay. Hybrid turbo, big injectors, big downpipe. VR6 brakes. And essentially this half would be quite good.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what's happening with this bad boy. I can't get down there. You can see the big 10-inch bore bit. And if you didn't see it before, you can see it again. But this is slowly but surely starting to be built back up again. But this is a project. This is going to keep on projecting. So there you go. A little bit more of an updatio. Looks good being this way around. Anyway, stop rambling on. I need to start pulling this thing apart. So I'm going to get that done and put kettle on. And figure out what we're having for dinner. Right, I'm going to get this done. See you in a mo. Well, I've been a busy little egg since I last picked this camera up, and I kind of thought I should really pick it up. I've got all of that apart. Did take all this apart and it was a little bit of, it's not too bad underneath. So that's now all clear. Need to get this off And then this side is done. Then I need to turn it around. But I need to get this tub off. And I think, wow, talking to Di, the easiest way of doing it, use a rip saw. And then rip saw, well, you can see I've started doing it. But rip saw the tub off. And then, well, you can probably just about see there's a few spot welds there. And pull that off. Hi, Namo.
I go my phone crack. How be back?
Well, there's those bits I took off of there, but I'm going to get that lot rip sawed all the way across and then get to the spot welds, pull that inner tub out. Yeah, that is the plan for that. Di was over here making an absolute racket.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Prepping quarter.
Prepping quarters? What's that? Oh, the beat
Quarter. Yeah, obviously don't go like that. You don't need. Try this before I weld now. Make sure it's actually right now.
So prep it to test fit it.
Take it off, weld at the top, and hopefully this side will be done today. I hope.
It will. Positivity.
Yeah.
Positivity. So he's doing all of that. As you can see, inner tub is in. Obviously just clammed in for the time being. And then, yeah. So that's Namo busy. And yeah, I think I'm going to put you on a little time lapse. You can watch me attack this in a tub, really. Because she's a bit, well, you can see down there. She's a bit rotten. So get it out, ready for no. Well, here's a little bit of a time lapse of me pulling out that outer tub. So first of all, I just went across with the rip saw and just cut the main bulk of that tub out. And then I went across and tried to find every single spot weld, which there is a lot of. And then after that, you just seen Di came in. He showed me a very easy way of getting the inner lining out, which is like a rubbery coating on the inside of the wheel arch, just so I could actually separate the tub properly. Well, today's been a busy old day. So, as you've seen, I was taking this arch off, and it is now all completely done. It's rough cut up at the top, which Di will deal with when it's actually on his ramp. Same as on the sides. I've got it ready, so it's ready for him. So this side is done for when he has a go. I do need to get on the other side, but not here for a couple of days. So at least he's got that to be working with. And the blue one that he's been working on, it's a bit more together. So that piece that you've seen earlier had the big hole in it. Now does not have a big hole in it. And the inner tub is in. I'm not going to touch anything because you can probably see it's wet. So that's all done. And we did have a little bit of a drama with the actual panel, the rear arch. But that's all in hand. So that is ready to be rebuilt up. I think he's got one more patch on that side. And then he's got to do a little bit. I don't think he needs to do the actual arch on that, so I think it's just a patch. So don't quote me on that. But that thing's coming together lovely. That thing's uncoming together lovely. And Mr. John's back. How was your travels, buddy?
I nearly weed myself.
Cool. Cool. Glad I took 3 cuts to get that.
Not bad.
How's this bar boy coming along?
It's getting there. We've Campbell's done. Give everything a bit of a...
What was the camera actually done, is it?
Yeah, done.
Oh, there we go.
Give everything a bit of a spruce up. We've put 5 new glow plugs in there because it didn't start very well, but it was probably the 88 injectors, but we've got some new ones. 1 or 2 injectors, some new vacuum pipes, so we can renew all this. We can put all the NC 500 back up. And we could put the N75 back up.
No. So she's coming together nicely then?
Yeah, well, tomorrow plug a loom in, get a battery for him, find some better diesel pipes. These are some
Yeah, I think we've seen them earlier. Got some weird.
clip on them. That might be part of why the reason it didn't start very well.
Yeah.
Drawing fuel back.
Sucking some air in.
Petrol, yeah. It should be running and driving tomorrow. Which
There
I
you
thought
go.
they'd be doing today, but that recovery screwed up.
But she's come together nicely,
Oh,
considering
that's
it
it.
was a 2 litre petrol and it's now not. But that's going to be the end of that. We're going to put the camera down and have a bit of a tidy up and a sorted out. But hopefully I picked up enough stuff and we can actually make something half about. So, but yeah, it's been a busy old couple of days. But I'm going to put this lot down and get ourselves gone.
He can't even move me. Get out of the way, where's it gone?
And on that note, we're going to put the camera down and get gone. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for putting up with our dumbass. And as always, take it easy.